I was watching The Girl with the Pearl Earring, a movie about Vermeer's painting, and there's this scene that, while it's very inconsequential to the whole movie, it really struck a chord with me. It's this scene where you see the artist mixing the oil, the paint that he's about to put on the canvas, and it was this painstaking process of blending the dye in with the oil to get just exactly the shade he wanted. And it made me kind of think, perhaps that's why paintings from that era still resonate so strongly with us today. The artist had to invest so much just to get the paint to put on the canvas. They weren't just going down to the paint store and picking up a product and bringing it back to the studio. They actually had to invest time and hours into getting it just right. So in the end, nothing went on the canvas without the utmost care and thought. And a little bit later I had the thought, what if as chefs, we were as invested in the product that we put on the plates that we served? It seems like dishes now are being created just to create a stir on social media. Dishes that will photograph well for Instagram or have a very cool description that will get a lot of likes on Facebook. And now we're seeing these things coming out with 8 to 10 very intricate components. And this really devalues the ingredients' role in the dish, and it really puts all the attention on the chef. Our approach with embargo is different. Our focus is on cultivating and creating the best possible ingredients and putting them on the plate. We do this by growing and creating as much of the produce ourselves as we can, making our own vinegars, milling and grinding our own cornmeal, down to the most minute detail. We want to have an investment in everything that we serve on the plate. That's where the name embargo comes from. It's to create a restriction on anything that comes from outside of our West Michigan agricultural system. Quite frankly, if it's not created or grown by us or by one of our friends or partners in West Michigan, it doesn't get served on our plates, period. When you've got a product on your table that you have invested in, that you've tilled the soil, that you planted the seeds by hand, that you weeded, and that you cultivated and ultimately harvested yourself, it changes your relationship with that ingredient. You see it differently, you have a new respect for it, and you, it's almost as cliche as it sounds, you feel like you have a relationship with that ingredient. Large-scale farms are created to have uniform product, to have products that are consistent in terms of color, in terms of flavor, in terms of size. So when a restaurant orders it, they know what they're going to get, they know what it's going to taste like, and it's going to be the same every single time. When you work with an artisan or organic heirloom product, the variation you see is incredible. From plant to plant, from row to row, you'll see huge variations in terms of size, color, texture, and very importantly, flavor. And it changes how you have to create dishes. You actually have to take each product, each vegetable, each ingredient, and look at the unique characteristics that it has. And then, in turn, create a dish that highlights those nuances and characteristics that make that specific product special. We've got this dinner coming up in a couple weeks, and we're investing so much of ourselves into it. And while we have ideas of what we want to serve or what the menu may look like, we really can't make any final decisions because we'll be harvesting the ingredients and the vegetables and the products for this in the days and in some cases even the hours leading up to the dinner. The relationship with this land and the agricultural system of our community is so ingrained in everything that we do and all the decisions we make and in every dish we serve. That commitment to the land and to the community comes through.